Lesson 10-4, Example 2. Our objective is learning to make a model to explore how area and perimeter are affected by changes in the dimensions of a figure. So here we have a figure, a rectangle, with dimensions of 3 inches and 2 inches. And let's say we want to draw a rectangle whose dimensions are 4 times the dimensions of this rectangle right here. And then we want to find out how the perimeter and the area change. So if we're going to multiply these dimensions by 4, our length, our new width is now going to be 12 inches, and our new height there, or our new length, is going to be 8 inches. And so here we can actually draw that out. Here we have a new rectangle with 8 inches along this side and 12 inches along this side. 4 times our small. So let's see how those perimeter and area compare. So let's start off with the perimeter of the small rectangle. And the perimeter of our small rectangle, if we look up here, we have 3 and 2. It means that this side is also going to be 3 and this side is going to be 2. So we end up with 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2, which is 10. We're looking, our units are inches, so we have 10 inches. And let's see how that compares to the perimeter of the large rectangle. So our perimeter of our large rectangle, this length right here would also be 12 inches, the same as this length here. And since this is 8, this would be 8 as well. So we end up with 12 plus 8 plus 8, which is 40 inches. So how do these two perimeters compare? Well, the perimeter of the small is 4 times less than the perimeter of the large. Or we could say that the perimeter of the small, in order to get the perimeter of the large, we would multiply that by 4. So let's write that out here. The perimeter of the small is multiplied by 4 to get the perimeter of the large rectangle. So the perimeter of the small is multiplied by 4 to get the perimeter of the large. We could say this the other way around. We could say that the perimeter of the large is divided by 4. What if we were, starting with this and going this direction? We could say that the perimeter of the large is divided by 4 to get the perimeter of the small. Either way is fine, just depends on which one you're starting with. If you're starting with the perimeter of the small or the perimeter of the large. So let's look at how area works. So let's take the area of the small rectangle. So length times width, or 2 times 3, which is 6 square inches. And the area of the large, which is 8 times 12, which is 96 square inches. So how do those compare? Well, how does 6 and 96 compare? Well, 6 multiplied by 16 will get us 96 there. So we could say that the area of the small is multiplied by 16 to get the area of the large rectangle. And just as we did before, we could say this the other way around. We could start with the large. Let's say we started with this first and we're going to the small. The area of the large is divided by 16 to get the area of the small rectangle. And either way is fine, again, depending on which direction you're moving, if you're going from large to small or from small to large.